Hi, my name is John Stevenson, the Guaranteed Retirement Guy, and today I want to talk to you about the number one mistake that retirees make. So what is that, and how can we fix it? Okay, well, the number one mistake is time-related, and it's basically a combination of two, okay? It is underestimating how long you're going to live and also underestimating the effects of inflation. So both of those are time related, and so I've combined those into the number one top mistake. And many professionals will agree that this is the biggest mistake people make. And I would agree too, because I meet with a lot of people all the time who are wanting as much income as possible. They don't want to outlive it, but a lot of them think, well, I'm going to die when I'm 80. And then they get to 80 and they're still living and they're surprised. And then they realize they're going to probably live till they're 90 or even 95. In fact, if you look at statistics, the amount of growth of retirees who are ages, in their late 90s and even over 100 is growing at a huge rate. In fact, we've got around 90,000 people right now who are over age 100, and that is projected to grow to over 600,000 people who are over age 100. Okay, don't even worry about the people who are 98 or 99. That's a much, much higher number. So if you combine all of that, we're talking in the millions who are going to be retired and who are going to be a lot older than they thought they were going to be and still be living. So how do you fix this? Well, there's a lot of different ways to think about investing. And of course, people think about bonds and dividend stocks and high yield savings, but those fluctuate. And that's the problem is they have these instruments in place, but they have to continually monitor it. And they're worried, especially as they get older, or if they pass away, their spouse won't be able to make the same correct decisions and be able to continue that income. And so a lot of times what people will do is they'll turn to people like me and they will look for guaranteed income streams. And typically they will do that from annuity contracts. And annuities, they're not new. They've been around since the Roman times. And Social Security is an annuity. If you have a pension, that's an annuity. Okay, annuities are set up so that people don't have longevity risk. Okay, they don't have to worry about outliving their income, because an annuity is a contract of income, and usually it's a lifetime contract. And if you're married, you can make it a joint contract, which means you're never going to outlive your income. Your spouse is never going to outlive the income, and you'll have that peace of mind. And so if you don't want to make the number one mistake that people make, then you should look at some guaranteed income streams. And you can use annuities also to fight inflation. A lot of annuities, and probably the most popular ones, are the fixed index annuities with income riders with a level payment, because the level payment starts out at a much higher amount than what you would get with an inflation adjusted annuity, because typically those might take 10 years just to get up to the point where you would have got right now with a level payment. So a lot of times to combat inflation, people will purchase 2 or 3 annuities, and they will activate income on those annuities at different points in their retirement. So they might activate 1 or 2 in the beginning to provide the income they need, in addition to their Social Security and pension, so they've got enough money. But then they also will invest into a couple of other annuities that they will activate income on at later points in their life. So as inflation erodes the buying power of their income streams, they will continually activate more income streams that will usually more than beat inflation. And they all provide guaranteed streams of income. So you're just layering your income on top of each other, and they never, ever run out. So if your other investments go south, your income never leaves. It's always there. And especially as you get older, if you're 80s and 90s, and maybe your spouse has some, mental problems where they're not able to think about investing, or not be able to manage their money the way they could, 20 years earlier. With annuities, you don't have to worry about that because that income continues. And if you're worried about long-term care, a lot of times people will fund an annuity just to provide for long-term care, or you can use a long-term care policy. But sometimes you can't use a long-term care policy if you already have health problems. So a lot of times, in order to fix that, you can invest into an annuity that will give you a guaranteed payout later on, and you can just use that just for long-term care. Or you could just use it for extra income as well. So the reason why I talk about this a lot is because many people, when they're wanting to invest and they're wanting to grow their wealth, they will look at the stock market and the bonds, and they'll look at diversification, and that's all good. But when the market drops and they go through this stressful situation of trying to figure out if they're going to stay in their positions or leave it, at that point, that's when they start coming to me and they really are looking for safety. Okay. And in my opinion, when you're retired or you're getting close to retirement, or even if you're semi-retired and you just want that supplemental income to continue, annuities really, really help because they give you the peace of mind. They give you that clarity, that knowledge that income is always going to be there. And for me personally, I know the income's going to be there for my wife. If I pass away first, she's going to continue to get that money. And she doesn't have to worry about investing. She doesn't have to worry about, any special positions to get in or out of. That income's going to continue. And so that is what's so valuable for setting these up. So don't make the number one mistake. Don't underestimate the amount of time you're going to live, because you might live a long time. You might live a lot longer than you think you're going to live. And even if your parents didn't, you still might outlive them by another 20 years or 30 years or longer. Okay. Everyone's different. And so don't plan on dying too quick. Okay. Plan on longevity, because that is what the experts say is the number one concern: longevity and inflation risk. And you can solve both of those with guaranteed annuities. Okay. So I am the Guaranteed Retirement Guy. I specialize in these contracts, and I also show everything that's available. So if you want to look at these, then book a call. You notice there is a link below this video, just like on all of my videos. It links to my calendar, and then we'll just sit down and we'll look exactly what your income need is. Okay. If you want to get some of your money or all of it out of the stock market, and if you want growth, if you want guarantees, we'll look at everything. Maybe you're looking for joint guarantees. We can look at that too. So I'm gonna unfold everything. I'll pull back the curtain and I'll show you everything that's available. I'll answer your questions, and then at that point, at least you will have the knowledge that you need to make the best decision for yourself. So I hope that helps. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.